Hey guys, greetings from Hong Kong again. We are here in Mong Kok district. We're going on a little stroll today. We're walking from this area of Mong Kok and we're heading to Hong Kong's poorest neighborhood. And I've never actually been there, so I'm curious to see what it looks like, and we're gonna all experience it for the first time together. Now, some of you have certainly been there before, but I'm loving these videos down here in Hong Kong because I feel like I'm kind of tracing the old footsteps of a vlogger that you guys, well, at least some of you will know, the well-beloved snarky guy, or as he originally started out, the snarky white guy. But if you're not familiar with his channel, he doesn't really make videos anymore, but he used to be like the best Hong Kong YouTuber, at least in my opinion. His videos were awesome, and I'm going to places that that he used to go to and make videos about. Go check out some of his old videos. I think you guys will really like them. And drop him a comment and say, hey, Mr. Chopsticks told me about you, and we want you to start making videos again. Snarky's the man. Anyway, check out these double-decker buses. These things are pretty crazy, right? We got a nice, beautiful Hong Kong day. The temperature is just right. Slightly overcast, but no rain on the forecast. Alright guys, we got one of Japan's finest here, the legendary Pocari Sweat. Time to rehydrate and get fully prepped for this walking tour today because we got a lot to see. Some very cool visuals out here. Really wide open panoramic view. All these different colored buildings, and you've got these palm trees. We're almost there, guys. Check out this bamboo scaffolding here. Now, this is kind of different. If you're just walking down the road and you just want to sit things out, well, you got a sitting out area right here. It's kind of curious, what actually is a sitting out area? I looked in here. You do have people sitting things out for a while, you know, taking a breather. Got a little playground area. All right, guys, we finally made it. We're here at Sham Shui Po station in the Sham Shui Po area. And like I said at the outset, one of the notable things about this entire neighborhood, we're here in Kowloon, by the way, but one of the notable things about this neighborhood is that it has the lowest median household income of anywhere in Hong Kong by about 15 to 20%. And so they're kind of facing their own unique set of challenges and stuff. But when I say they're facing challenges and stuff, it's not like it's really bad. It's just kind of, you know, economically tight. It's kind of overcrowded. You get so many people living over here and not enough housing units. So, I mean, I know it looks like there are like millions and millions of homes here, but there's just still too many people. So what they do is, like, a lot of these homes and apartments, they are subdivided, and some people end up living in something like the size of a box, basically just a place to have a roof over your head, because they subdivide a lot of these apartments down to the point where they're so small. And of course, some landlords sometimes take advantage of that. But yeah, guys, this is the Sham Shui Po area. It's my first time ever being here. I could have taken the train, but I decided to walk today, get a little extra exercise. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this place out, because this place is like, it's known for being a shopping area, a very like good area for eating street food and finding all kinds of little hidden treasures, tasty little snacks, seeing tons and tons of people. And they've got some pretty interesting aspects as far as shopping goes, so I'm gonna share that with you all in a second. Right now I want to make my way over to Toy Street. Sounds kind of silly, sounds kind of childish, right? But from what I've read about Toy Street, it actually sounds pretty cool. Hey guys, quick interruption. If you are here watching my video, there's a high likelihood that you have an interest in China. Well, personally, I think it's important that we all learn a foreign language, and I want to suggest choosing Chinese as your foreign language. First of all, by studying the Chinese language, you will really start to understand China on a much deeper level. Also, Chinese is the second most widely spoken language in the world, with over 1 billion Chinese speakers worldwide. People say that learning Chinese is so difficult, and let's be frank, in some ways it is, but it's not nearly as tough as you think, and the grammar is super easy. I want to encourage you to check out my channel sponsor, Excel Mandarin, and take advantage of their free trial lesson offer. You have nothing to lose and potentially a lot to gain. Excel Mandarin has bilingual native Chinese speakers based in the US who can teach you real Chinese, and they have the ability to take you from beginner all the way up to fluency. They offer 24/7 support, and they have all of the resources available that you could ever want. I learned Chinese by fumbling my way around on the streets of China. It was a really fun and interesting way to learn, but it wasn't very efficient. If I'd had a native speaker guiding me and helping me along the way, I would have learned a lot more, a lot faster. So check them out today, sign up for a free trial lesson, and make sure not to forget the most important part. Be sure to tell them that Mr. Chopsticks sent you. Okay, now back to the video. Now, if you come out of the metro exit over here, exit B2, you'll be here at the Fuk Wa Street Market. And it looks like a pretty good sized market. That's what you're seeing right here. But first, we got to get over to Toy Street. I'm definitely noticing a lot of diversity over here. It looks like people from probably like, well, obviously some Middle Eastern countries, a lot of people from Pakistan. Bless you. Now guys, some of the names out here are pretty easy to make jokes about in English, because like right here we've got Fuk Wa Street, and you could easily mispronounce that, or you wouldn't know how to pronounce it and just say fuck wing. Say that 3 times quickly and see what happens. But actually, I don't speak Cantonese, but I know that first character, that's Fu in Chinese, and that means like fortune. So anytime you hear Fuk in Cantonese, that actually means fortune. So yeah, apparently Fuk Wa Street is Toy Street. Now, I've never been here. This may turn out to be absolutely disappointing, but from what I was reading online, it sounded like you might find some like kind of cool retro toys and stuff here, which would be awesome. But it may turn out to just be like normal, crappy kids' toys, you know? So don't get your hopes up too much, guys. All right, we're over here at the Fuk Wa Toy Street trailhead, and if we turn back around this way, it's toy shop after toy shop, and it's pretty crazy because I've never seen such a high concentration of toy stores. This would be like any kid's heaven. They would be in hog heaven out here. That place got tons of Hot Wheels. I can imagine being like 7 or 8 years old being out here. I would be totally spazzing out. Pretty good sized toy shop there. And right next door, another toy shop. And right next door, another toy shop. And right next door, a stairway that goes up to some homes. This place is pretty crazy. You know what I really would like to find is a place that's selling like toys from when I was a kid. Find some like G.I. Joes and He-Man toys. That's what I'm kind of hoping to bump into, but they do have a heck of a variety out here though. And mixed in with all of the toy shops, you've got a massage parlor up this little narrow stairway. Kind of an unlikely place to squeeze in a massage parlor. All right, let's go ahead and get off Toy Street and see what other things we can find out here, because I can tell you what, there's a lot to see. And this place is really well known. They've got places that sell like a lot of electronics and things like that. They've got a big outdoor flea market. All right, now we're over here back to the Fuk Wa Street Market. Let's just do a quick little walk through, just kind of see what they've got. Might as well check it out while I'm here, right? I mean, if you came out here really looking to shop, you could easily spend a full day out here because there's just so many of these markets and different shopping areas. So guys, be forewarned about, you know, whether or not you want to bring your wife or girlfriend out here, because it could turn out to be a long day. Yeah, this market seems to be focused mainly on clothing and stuff like that, but they've got a little bit of everything. Like over here, you've got watches, clocks, paintings. There's a guy over here selling like produce, seeds, grow your own fruits and veggies. So yeah, they got a little bit of everything over here, but it seems to have more of an emphasis on clothing and stuff like that. And this guy's doing some pretty impressive stuff for tips. Obviously he's got some issues, but he's doing what he can to get by, so I got to give him respect for that. All right, so we crossed the street, had to go through the subway underpass to get over here, and now we are at the Apliu Street Flea Market. I was reading about this place online and it sounds pretty awesome. You can already tell it's huge.
啊，去邊度嚟買幾多錢幾多錢幾多錢咧？油漬燒窿煲去屋企得啦，攞佢啲磚啊、發毛啦、磚花出嚟做啦。記住係一套送埋呢個嘢，通渠寶同埋特效除毛劑100蚊3件嘅。咁呢個送俾你有咩用咧？譬如你
And when there's no sitting out area available, you just have to find your own place to sit things out for a while. Check that sign out over there. Kind of interesting. Yeah, there's a lot going on here, guys. A whole lot. They're pretty much selling anything under the sun over here. I'm not even a shopper. Like, you can pretty safely say I hate shopping. And even I like this place. Like, they literally have everything over here. I just bought a little adapter for my electronics. I tried to bargain the guy down just $1 Hong Kong, but he wasn't having it. But this is the kind of place typically you at least want to try to bargain. Okay, it looks like this is where the actual flea market begins here on Apliu Street. So I'm just gonna do a walkthrough, guys, and just kind of show you in real time some of the things they offer here, because it's too hard to put into words, you know. Watches, watch repair, tools, tool repair, some old retro cameras and stuff. A lot of this stuff you can just kind of see with your own eyes, but oh, I love these kind of little bags here. I might actually take a look at this place. All types of remote controls. Wow, this place really does have a little bit of everything. Well, a lot of everything, I should say. Little radios, speakers, tools, cases for phones and things like that. Fans, mini electronics, adapters, SIM cards for travel. Headphones, batteries. Yeah, you could easily make an afternoon out of just coming over here and hanging out and seeing what they've got. I think it's safe to say if you're looking to get a SIM card for your phone, like for traveling and stuff, this is the place to come. I mean, they've got them over here. I see a bunch of SIM cards for like Japan, different countries, different types of LED lighting. More remote controls, glasses. This flea market is absolutely massive, and you know, they've got a ton of stalls. They're selling like everything under the sun, but a lot of the things you see repeats of, like, you know, phone cards, tools, cameras, a lot of repeats. So I sort of feel like I've already got a feel for this place, and I want to get over and find the food, guys, because I am starving. It's 20 till 4 and I haven't had any food today. Been doing a bit of fasting today. Give my intestines a break. You can see a lot of these tightly packed residential quarters over here. You can see how the people just hang their laundry out to dry. Looks like we got the spa alley over here, one after the next. Massage parlors. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seen quite a few across the street as well. So yeah, if your dogs start barking while you're out here, well, they'll take care of you. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. I see some pretty good looking food options over here. I'm gonna check one of these out because I'm starving. All right, let's check this one out. Yupin wonton. It's very clean and welcoming. A lot of good looking choices. I love how on the table in here they've got the menus literally everywhere, so everybody has their own menu to see. It's very smart and convenient. All right, guys, I wanted to try something with kind of a Hong Kong flavor to it, so I got fried wontons. This isn't the thing I would usually get, but it just seemed appropriate since I'm down here in Hong Kong. And I've got a Fuzhou fishball soup. Some of you probably saw my Fuzhou video. If you didn't, make sure to go check it out. This is the first thing I ate in Fuzhou, and these are fish balls, and they're stuffed with meat. I believe it's pork, and they are quite tasty. It is time to dig in, guys. I am starving. Here it comes. Got the sweet and sour, very tasty. And these are stuffed with pork as well. Look at that teeny tiny little morsel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got some food in me, and now it's time to find their popular dessert here. And I think I know just the place. So the dessert that we've got to try here is tofu pudding, or dou hua in Mandarin. I don't even know how to say it in Cantonese, but it seems like this place, I think this is it. Kind of near exit B2 on the subway. Yeah, this is it. So you can see Kung Wall Bean Curd Factory. Apparently this is the place to get the real authentic stuff. And I'm looking forward to trying it.
Hello, 有乜嘢？
Hello, 豆花。
凍嘅而家行街係嘛？
豆花。
在這裡吃還是帶走？
在這兒也行。
在這裡吃夠啊？冷的還是熱的？
I know， 我不知道 hot 還是 cold 更好吃。沒吃過，大部分人吃熱的吧？
都係吃熱的。
啊，行，我來熱的。
煎豆腐要嗎？煎豆腐要嗎？
加那個醬是這個嗎？
這個，試一下。
這個是什麼？
試一下好吃。
Okay, guys, let's see how this turns out. I'm not exactly sure what that is on top of it. I read that they usually put like brown sugar syrup on there, but that definitely doesn't look like that. Hey, this is tasty. Simple, sweet flavor. And you can get this hot or cold. I asked her how most people get it. She said most people prefer it hot, so that's what I went with, and pretty enjoyable. This is, based on the smell, actually, this is, it smells like brown sugar. Just doesn't look like it. Load it up here. Yeah, it could be a little tricky for you to find, but actually it's not that hard, because if you just go to exit B2, you'll see a 7-Eleven, and it's just over here. It's got an English sign too on the awning, but it's back here behind some of these stalls. But you'll be able to find it. It's not that hard. Well, guys, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap things up for this tour of Sham Shui Po. I've had a good time out here. It's been a very interesting place, and it's definitely a place I would recommend coming if you are in Hong Kong, especially if you're already sort of in the area, because it's just interesting. There's a lot to do, lots to eat, lots of shopping, people watching. You can meet people out here, and I know there's more to see. There's a big like mall market kind of thing for computers and electronics and all that kind of stuff. And I don't really have any need to go there. So let me know what you guys thought of the area and the video in the comment section below. Looking forward to hearing from you all. And if you enjoyed this and you enjoy travel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I've got a lot more content on the way. It's still early in 2026, and we're really just getting started here. It's been a busy start to the year. God willing, I'm hoping this will be my best year yet. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to catching you all in the next video. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Take care, guys. 下次再见. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I have a lot of exciting things on the way. So far, we've got videos from China, Japan, South Korea, Cambodia, Thailand, various parts of the US, and of course, a couple series of my Great Appalachian Tour, and much more. Things are only getting started here on the channel, and it's not only my pleasure, but it's also my honor to bring you along for the ride. I want to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to all of my YouTube and Patreon supporters, regardless of what tier you are in. I genuinely appreciate all of you. I do want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PSHO tier members who go above and beyond in their contributions to this channel. Thank you, guys. And then, last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to my top tier supporters: Lee, Martin S., David is Dawe, and Monster Glow, for their extreme kindness and support. With this kind of support, there's a possibility that maybe one of these days I'll be able to commit to doing this full time. Yes, that would mean living on the road and taking you all to places all around the globe and giving you honest, unbiased content from countless locations, most of which tend to be off the beaten path. So with that said, we will see you all in the next video.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?